You guys, I am like so impressed. Like the people, like you guys have shown up like so like regularly, and I am so grateful for that. And like the people that are coming in studio, I'm so grateful that you guys are here and with me, and thank you. I've been thinking about this week. I've been trying to think a lot about gratitude and just the things that I'm grateful for, and I'm so grateful for you guys, like yeah, the fact that like you want to come spend an hour listening to me talk about things that may or may not be relevant to your life is such an honor. Like I am really honored to lead you through yoga, especially since I know yoga has done so much good for me. And I thought about last week when I was like, you know, like running a mile a minute. And so like Renee said, like just slowing down, like yoga has really helped me.
The garage door right?
What?
The garage door.
The garage door broke last week.
Yes.
Yes, that's why I was like frantic and I was late, and but that's like my normal state. I tend to be like a person that like, you know, moves too fast and runs too fast and tries to do too much. And yeah, I'm so grateful to yoga. I'm grateful for our community. I'm grateful for people that remind me to slow down and like reflect, like you're like running on high right now. And so, yeah, thank you. I just want to start by saying thank you for being here and being you and being like as authentic as you can be, because that's what I try to do too. And so yeah, we'll start there. So find your seat if you're not already there. Close your eyes. Let your hands rest wherever they're comfortable. So maybe that's on your knees or thighs. Maybe that's next to you. Maybe that's cupped in each other, right on top of your ankles, or just hovering. Maybe it's hands at heart center. Wherever you find a place to kind of relax and sink in, taking a moment to slow down. Feel your sits bones in your mat. You can wiggle side to side a little bit or front to back to kind of feel them. And then once you feel them, try to come to the very center of both sits bones. Weight even. And then grow tall through your spine, up through the crown of your head, tucking your chin just slightly to lengthen the back of your neck. And then focus your mind on what you are grateful for. So again, because I tend to be like a list maker, I would want to make a quick list of 10, but maybe try to make a slow, thoughtful list of 2 or 3. Take a couple of breaths while you ponder each one, giving each one a little bit of time. We have noisy stuff happening right outside the studio. Oh my goodness, it's a fire truck pulling into the back. I don't know what's going on about that. We'll hope everything's okay. Sorry.
I smell smoke.
She said, I smell smoke. Yes, I do too. Okay, we're headed out. Spokane Valley Fire Department. Hopefully everything's fine. Okay, back to what we are grateful for. Noticing our mind wandering, pulling it back. Take a breath with each thing, maybe 2 breaths with each thing that you are grateful for. One thing I've heard people say, and it may or may not be true for you, but this last 6 months, it's almost 6 months, you guys, since everything shut down. Depending on what industry you are, it was somewhere between March 14th and March 18th. And today's the 13th of September. So 6 full months that we have been kind of forced to slow down and, you know, not shop and not do all the extras. So thinking about, and now there's a train. It's good. It's preparing us for tomorrow, those of us that have to re-enter the classroom, just letting whatever comes come and accepting it. Let's take some breaths while the train passes. So I hadn't intended to talk about this today, but during this last 6 months, I've really been trying to focus on that light within and like, what is my true essence? And this is a perfect example, right? Like fire truck, train, like these big, huge things barreling through our space. And yet within that, we can sit in the stillness of what we have cultivated within. And so that's why one of the big reasons I come to my mat is to cultivate that stillness within so that I can access it no matter the chaos that's going on around me. And maybe something you can think about is, what does your stillness look like? And I think it would be a different image for all of us. And that's one thing that I've been trying to develop the last 6 months, is the image of that thing, that essence inside me that makes me who I am. And often yoga talks about a light. So maybe in your image, somehow you can have a little fire or a light, a lantern, some sort of light. And then let's open eyes gently and slowly, lean back into the hands, extend the legs, shake out the legs. I think most of you know that I'm doing my 300-hour training, which is like the advanced yoga teacher training. And it's been a 2-year program. And so I'm done in December. I'm really excited. And in November, I'll find out if I pass my national boards for regular teaching. But I had a training day yesterday, and they talked a lot about the synovial fluid inside our joints. So, right, like you have 2 bones that kind of come together, and between the 2 bones, like your femur and then the bones that extend down into the leg, within your knee, you have synovial fluid, this fluid. And when we press into the leg, we actually squish the synovial fluid out, which is an okay thing to do temporarily. But then you need to do something to let those bones come apart and let the synovial fluid come back together. And that squishing and releasing actually helps the synovial fluid like filter. And so this like motion of kicking out is a way to bring that synovial fluid back in. It actually like helps that synovial fluid come back into the knee joint and a little bit into the hip joint. So I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, I knew that before, but I was reminded of it yesterday. And it's true in all of our joints. We have that fluid, and so it's important. That's why we do counter poses. So when you like fold forward, then we try to like open the front of the body by doing something like a back bend. So anyway, it's something I'm thinking about to keep especially our joints healthy, right? Because as we age, those joints are the first thing that we start noticing, like start being painful and achy and whatever. Muscles, can recover, but the joints are really important. So let's cross the legs if that is okay with your body. Inhale, sweep through the arms. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, reach up to the sky. And then go at your pace. So you can go a little bit faster if that's what your body is calling for, or you can keep it slow and do a breath on each side. And if you notice that your mind wanders, bring it back to gratitude. That's kind of our theme today. What can we be grateful for, even in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of the smokiest fire season on record? It's crazy. And then once you've done both sides evenly, so going to the left, come forward. And wherever your body stops you, let that be just an indication of you needing to pay attention. And then let the head hang heavy. You can shake it no, you can nod it yes. Be gentle with the nod. You don't want to overstretch those muscles that go up and down the spine. Feel the hip. You can gently sway the body side to side if you have space to do so. If you don't have space, you can back off a little bit, come up a little bit more and sway side to side. If you want movement, if you want stillness, you can just stay in your deeper forward fold. Take a few more breaths into the back body. And then gently and slowly walk the hands towards the body, rolling up through the spine, letting the chin stay tucked until the very last moment. Switch the legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, come forward. Again, just realizing this is probably your tighter side because it's the side that you don't usually cross your legs this way. So just be gentle and patient with your body. Again, choose stillness. You can go a little bit deeper, or you can back out and do a little bit of motion swaying side to side. Sometimes that can get into some of the core muscles on the sides of your body or on your back. Taking deep breaths into the back body, letting the back ribs expand up and out. Intentionally moving those back ribs. They are able to move as much as the front ribs, but we usually don't cause them to stretch that way. And then walk the hands towards the body, rolling up. Let's come over to hands and knees. So if this bothers wrists, which my wrists have been kind of aching recently, you can always come to fists. I like to keep my fingers out so my fingernails don't stab my palms. And then let's just start with some cat-cows. warming up the body. Maybe thinking about really starting the movement from one to the other with the belly. So from maybe a cow, start with the belly button pressing down, and then everything else follows. And then from the cat, the belly button contracts, all the core muscles contract to move in back into cow. So, or back into cat, sorry, I'm saying it all backwards. But using the belly button to start the movement and maybe moving slower. So maybe taking the exhale into cat or the inhale into cow. Taking half to the full breath to move towards the pose instead of holding the pose. And just really feeling the core muscles work and relax as they need to. And then feel free to kind of wiggle the hips in cow or in cat, or start a circular cat-cow. So I think most of you know what a circular cat-cow is, but if you don't, so from cat, rounded back, you would sit your hips back towards a child's pose. When your hips get to the end, you would bend the elbows, probably bring them down to the mat, come all the way forward until you can't move forward anymore, and then you press up into the hands into that cow. Belly down towards the mat, and then into cat. Sits bones towards heels, press the elbows down, lift the chin, come through until you can't go anymore, and then lift the forearms off, straight into that cow. And then cat. So that's the exhale, exhale, exhale. You start to inhale, inhale, inhale. Press into the cow. At the end of the inhale, start to exhale into cat. Down towards child's pose. So this took me a long time to get used to. So if you don't like circular cat-cow, you don't have to practice it. But after you practice it a little bit, it can become really nice for, again, those joints. The elbows, the shoulders, the hips, the knees to have a little bit of movement. And then when you're ready, take a child's pose. Toes can be together, knees can be apart, or knees can be more together. Arms can be stretched out, or elbows can bend, or forehead can come to hands or fists with bent elbows. And again, just turn inward. Think about gratitude. What are things, maybe a list, a slow list of 2 more things that you are grateful for? It could be people, it could be situations, it could be things. It could be places. It could be animals. Whatever brings joy to our life. And whatever brings learning. So sometimes, for me, like there are people that definitely do not bring me joy, but can bring me some insight or learning. And so I'm equally grateful for the people that bring me joy and support, and for those who teach me things, even though it is through unpleasant means, because I'm still learning. Let's come back up slowly to table. So lots of options here for a little bit of core work. So you can not do the hands and instead just do the legs, or you can add the hands, and then I'll give even more options as we go. So inhale when you're ready and extend the right leg back. Hold for a breath. Option now to add the left arm. Palm faces midline. Nose faces down towards the mat. Eyes can gaze at the mat. And then some options here. So you can exhale and bring elbow and knee towards each other. And then inhale to reach out. You can also exhale and bring elbow towards the side and knee towards the side. It's a little awkward, but it works your side core muscles. So you can, if you want to do the movement, you can do one elbow towards knee and then one elbow and knee towards the side. And you can do that with just the knee. So knee can come in towards forehead, and then knee can come towards the side body. Or you can just hold. So whatever you're choosing to do to work your core today. Two more breaths. So inhaling to reach, exhaling to come in. And then when you're ready, inhale, do your last reach, and exhale, take a rest. Come back into child's pose. Probably your breath sped up because we're doing a little bit of core. Our heart has to come harder. That tells our breath to start moving faster. So try to slow the breath down in this pause, in this rest. Come back up to table. Other side. So start with just the left leg. Extend back. Heel does not lift above the hip. So it's not about height, it's about reach. Maybe add the right arm. Maybe add some movement. Exhale to come in. Knee towards elbow. Inhale to go out. Option to come to the side. I always think of this as like the dog peeing pose. The fire hydrant pose. So elbow and knee go to the side of the body. And you can pause if you want to. 3 more breaths. You can do just knee. And then when you're ready, take an inhale to extend and an exhale to bring everything back to the mat. Child's pose or down dog. So if you're a down dog lover, this is your chance. The child's pose is also equally beneficial. And then roll up to sit on your legs. If that doesn't work for you, you can lift your hips. So either here or you can sit here. This is just a little more relaxed. But if that doesn't work for your body, you can be up. So we're going to do some arms while we're here. So we're just going to gently take our right hand behind our head. Our left hand is going to take the elbow and gently pull it towards the body. Try to keep the head up. So tricep stretch. And then I know most of us don't have a prop. So if you don't have a strap, that's fine. If you happen to have a strap, you can take the strap with your left hand and dangle it and grab it with your right hand. But those of us that don't have a strap, we're gonna just take the left hand and put it behind the back and try to reach the hand across the back to the opposite hip. So the hand isn't going up yet. We're just gonna pause there and breathe. So my hand is on the opposite back of the hip, as far as it can reach across. And then slowly, I'm gonna walk my hand up my back. So I started with my good side, so don't feel bad if you can't reach. It might not be your good side, but maybe you can feel your fingers. Maybe you can't, that's okay. Just stay wherever you are. If you can feel your fingers, or you can, or if you do have a strap, go ahead and try to do the bind. So that means taking fingers towards each other, or the strap, doing a little bit of extra pulling in on the strap. And then breathe. And then if you have a strap or the fingers, gently, gently, gently let go. Undo both arms. Wiggle. Shake it out. Bring that synovial fluid back in to the parts that were compressed. And then give yourself a big hug. Think about which arm is on top right now, because we're going to give ourselves a hug again. You can twist in your hug, twist one side, and then the other, get a nice stretch, across the back. Pat yourself on the back, you're doing really well. And let go. Other side. So bring the other arm up behind the head. Just pause there for a sec. And then, for me, it's my right hand. Are we on? Yes, okay. So right hand takes the left elbow and gently stretches it. I have a notification on my computer, I don't know what it's telling me. Hang on, oh, do not restart right now. Please do not restart right now. Good thing I checked that. And then the right hand is going to come towards the back and just come to the opposite hip. Left hand is going to stay right where it wants. It is a little hot. I can turn down the temp. Sorry. Tamara had it hot. How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay, I think I need to do this too. Oh no, this is just
What's this 78?
yes. So feel free to turn it down. Sorry guys at home. We're sweating in here. Yes, she put the heat up. So you can, sorry, I should walk towards you. Yeah, put it wherever you want. Okay, here we are. Hand is crossed to the opposite hip. And then you're just gonna walk the hand up the back. You'll notice that I can't reach on this side, because when you have your dominant hand low, usually that's your tighter side. So wherever you are, just breathe, reaching towards each other. You can imagine that your fingers touch. And then gently and slowly release, shake it out. And then put the other arm on top for a hug. You can twist a little. and then release. We're gonna stand. So however is best for you to get up to a standing position. I'm just gonna change it so you guys can see me, but maybe not my feet. All right, we're up. So once you're up, kick one leg, shake the arms, kick the other leg. Uncoordinated movement is what Lacey calls this. I like that term. Little dance part. I wish I had music, but I know we're still working on the sound. Okay, let's come to mountain, hands at heart center. So feet are parallel with each other as much as possible. That might look different in my body than it does in your body. We're gonna actively press the hands together and lift the elbows, lower the shoulders. Press the shoulders down as you lift the elbows up. And then relax the elbows and the shoulders. That one more time. Press together the hands, lift the elbows, press the shoulder tops down. Just feel the strength in your upper body, and then relax. Okay. Now feel your feet. So the four corners of your feet, right below the big toe, right below the pinky toe, outside of the heel, inside of the heel. Try to keep those four corners even and the weight equal between the feet. So I always like to close my eyes to like really feel into my feet, but sometimes that makes you like wobble. So option to close eyes for a moment. And then open eyes, shift into your right foot. Peel the left foot towards the toes. Pause there just for a moment. I know those of you at home can't quite see this. We're gonna keep our knee pointed forward, our toes pointed forward. We're gonna bring our toes, if at all possible, on top of our other ankle. So if you wobble too much, feel free to, like, put your foot down, that's fine. Or hold on to something. And then we're gonna drag our foot up our shin and down our shin. Up our shin, down our shin. It's okay if you wobble, that's fine. Do 2 more times. And then bring the toes back out to where they were onto the mat. Knee and toes are still pointed forward. Now turn them out to the side, prepping for a treat. So you might just kickstand if you're feeling a little wobbly after all that. You might bring the foot to the calf. If bringing the foot to the inner thigh is part of your practice, go ahead and do that. And then you choose what your arms look like. Maybe branches, maybe extending down towards the earth, trying to stay connected to the earth, even though it is burning. Maybe stay at heart center, trying to connect to that solace, to that peace, to that quiet that we have within ourselves. And then this is the hard part, guys. Bring your hands back to heart center. Try to turn your knee in without letting it touch the ground. Extend the leg and kick. And if you're cramping, come out of it and stretch that leg. Shake out the standing leg. That ankle just did a lot of work. Shake it out, roll it out. Shake the whole body out. Take a drink of water. I forgot my water, out of the desk. And then get ready for the other side. Okay, hands at heart center. Feel all 8 corners of the feet, weight even. Then shift into the left foot, peel the right foot to the toes. Hold on to something if you need to, if you can. Put the toes on top of the other ankle. And then slide that foot up the shin and down the shin. Up the shin, down the shin. And inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down one more time. Inhale up, exhale down, and then move the toe back to the mat. Turn the knee and toes out. Maybe kickstand to start. Feel your groundedness. Imagine you have roots growing down into your mat, out under the floor of wherever you're standing. Maybe foot will come to calf. Breathe, grow your branches for whatever they need to look like in this moment. Good job. If you're wobbling, just come back into it. You're good. Okay, hands back to heart center. Turn the knee forward, extend the leg, and kick. Good job, shake it out. We're gonna do just some gentle forward folding. If you happen to have, we can't, but you at home can. If you happen to have a block-like thing, a book, or whatever, you can grab that. I'll make modifications for those of us because we can't use the cups in the studio if it doesn't work for you. But if you have a block, sometimes it can be helpful. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, slight bend in the knee just to protect our low back. Hang, maybe wiggle it out a little bit when you get down there. Let your neck relax, head hangs heavy. So if you have a block, I'm gonna move my computer just a little bit so you can see my mat. So if you have a block, put the block under the right hand. If you don't have a block and you can't easily reach the mat with like your fingertips, like I like to pouch my hand and put it on the mat, you can hold on to your shin, okay? So block, hand, or shin, and then you're gonna straighten that leg. Keep a bent knee in the left leg. So right hand is on the ground, right knee is straightened, left leg is bent, and then we're gonna bring the left arm up to the sky. And then left hand down, bend into both knees. Left hand to the shin, foot, lock, mat, and then up with the right arm. Opening the shoulder as much as possible. Exhale down. Sorry, I'm doing this backwards. Let's do the other side. When you bring your left arm up, I want, oh no, I'm doing it right. Okay, sorry guys, I'm getting confused on my sides. So right hand comes to the block or the shin, right knee bends, left arm goes up. Is that different than we did the first time? Yes, okay. You should be able to open your shoulder. I was like, why is my shoulder not open? I think I said the wrong side. Okay, that's better. So now left hand is on left shin, left knee is bent, right arm extends up, right leg is straight. Let's do that again, both sides. So now right hand is down, right knee is bent, left leg is straight, left arm opens. And then switch everything. That feels so much better. Sorry, guys. And then come back to center, bend knees if you need to, or maybe start to straighten without locking out the knees. Straighten the knees in this forward fold. If you have a block, you can use a block for your hands. If your hands reach the mat, you can use that for a little extra support. You can always have your hands on your shins. And then we're gonna bend deeply into the knees. We're gonna half lift. So come up far enough that the back straightens. Try to keep your neck straight. So you're looking down still. And then exhale, fold. Do that one more time. Inhale, half lift. Knees are bent. Exhale, fold, knees are bent, but you can straighten them for more of a hamstring stretch. Partially straighten. And then again, bend knees, inhale, half lift, and then come all the way up. Arms can extend up, and then exhale down, shake it out. Okay. We're gonna forward fold one more time and then come down. So if how I described to come down doesn't work for you, feel free to make your own way down to the mat, okay? Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, baby bend in the knees, fold from the hips, come all the way down. Hang here for a moment. You can take opposite elbows into the hands. You can sway side to side. I'm just trying to lengthen the hamstrings a little bit today. Sometimes it's easier to do that standing. And then bend the knees. Oh, I wanted to do one other thing. Okay, bend the knees, half lift, and come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. We're gonna do one more thing before we go down. Sorry. So we're gonna, you can turn on your mat, but you probably are only gonna widen your feet just wider than your hips. We're gonna do yogi squat. There are lots of variations, but this is actually something really good to do, like when you're pulling weeds in the garden. There's a reason that people that spend 8 hours in the field, like picking, use a yogi squat. That's how they survive, right? It's actually really good for our bodies, but because we don't do it, our bodies aren't used to being in that alignment. So toes are slightly turned out, maybe like a 45-degree angle, maybe a little bit less. You'll know if your feet are too wide or too narrow. Start to bend into the knees and maybe come to forearms on the thighs. This might be your yogi squat. That's okay. If you can lower your hips, your knees will bend more. Try to keep the heels on the ground. That might mean you need to widen your stance. If your heels pop off a little bit, as long as you can balance, that's okay. Hands can come down for a little extra support. If you don't need that extra support, hands can come to heart center and elbows can push the knees open. If your hips don't come down further and you get tired, feel free to stand back, okay? Or if you're in yogi squat and you get tired. And then try to lift the shoulders. So we like to hunch, yep, perfect. Lift shoulders, lift chin a little bit. And then imagine that you're like picking, right? Right? I agree, bless those farm workers. They are amazing. They're out like in California with, I mean, smoke this bad, still picking strawberries. It's crazy. So then maybe lift the hips first, bring forearms to thighs, and then I sometimes even like to bring my hands to my thighs to help me come up. Okay, I know it's a gentle class, I'm sorry. I was like a little bit not as gentle as usual, but that's something good, so that compresses the hips. Once again, we want to shake it out to get that synovial fluid. Try to like shake your hips. Dancing, we don't get to go dancing right now, so we get to come to yoga and dance a little. Shake out the knees, it compresses the knees too. It compresses the ankles, so shake out those ankles. It's really good for your joints. I'm trying to think about our joints today. I'm grateful for my joints. I'm missing my ACL in my left knee. I'm like amazed at what I can do right now without an ACL. So grateful for the joints that take care of themselves even when they're a little injured. Okay, now we're going down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, bend in the knees. Bend deeper in the knees, bring the hands down to the mat. If you can't get there, then find some other way to come down. One leg is gonna step back and gently come down to the knee, and then the other leg. Good job. Swing the hips over to one side and come around to lie down on your mat. So go all the way down, however you need or want to. Once you get there, just take a moment, maybe bend the knees and plant feet, but don't worry about like how your body is. Oh my gosh, I got a knot on the back of my shirt, but I need a knot every time I lie down on my back. Just take a moment and feel your head. We were just standing, and now we're lying down. That's a big transition. So, how does your head feel? How does the rest of your body feel? Come back to this idea of gratefulness. What is something else that you are grateful for? Maybe it's that your body can do whatever it just did. Even if it didn't look like me, even if it didn't look like you expected it to look like, whatever your body just did is more than it would have done probably if you had not come to yoga. So I'm grateful that all of our bodies can do a variation of yogi squat. I am grateful for those farmer birds that pick the strawberries that I eat. Let's bend the knees and plant the feet if they aren't already. Line up the heels with the sits bones. Cross the right leg onto the left, figure 4. You guys are practiced enough that you know what your figure 4 wants to be probably. But as you move into it, whether you lift the leg or not, whether you extend the left leg into air or not, just listen to your body. What does it need right now? And try to give it that. It might need to back off a little. Maybe you need an even more gentle practice so you can back off. Maybe your hips are sore and you need to stretch a little bit more. Just listen and try to give yourself what you actually need. And sometimes that's different than our impulse. You guys probably know me well enough. My impulse is always to go to my edge, maybe even push past my edge. But some days I don't need that. Some days I need more gentle things. I need to back off. I need to be kind, extra kind to my body. Start to take deep breaths in through the nose. Try to slow down that exhale. Working into the parasympathetic nervous system, the one that allows us to sleep, the one that allows us to relax. We don't need to run from a bear right now, so we need to turn off fight, flight, and freeze. Allow the left leg to float back into the mat if it was up. Uncross the right leg. Do a couple knee rocks. Feet can be wide or narrow. And then when you feel ready, switch to the other side. Line up your right heel with your right sits bone. Cross the left leg onto the right thigh. And then choose your figure 4. Deep, slow breaths. Gratitude for this air that we can breathe when we're indoors. Gratitude for our lungs. your next exhale, start to come out of the pose, uncrossing the leg, knee rocks, maybe pulling knees into the chest and rocking, taking any last movements that you want before Shavasana. And then when you're ready, coming into Shavasana. Legs down the mat. Arms out to the sides. Maybe do a slow scan down the body to find any muscles that are trying to hold on. And just let them go. Taking the next few minutes just for you. And so wiggle fingers, deepen breath, wiggle toes. Slowly start moving the body, waking yourself up. And eventually come to your seat, either by rolling over onto your side or rocking front and back. When you get there, bring hands to heart center. Bow the head. Maybe think of one or two more things that you are grateful for. Thank you to Renee and Finding Fred podcast for reminding us to slow down. And thank you to each of you for being here today. The light in me sees and honors the light within each of you. Namaste.